All right. I think we're live. Let's talk about this. We've got quite a few stuff here to talk about. Welcome to the show, guys. Let's hope I can answer some questions today. So I got some questions from WhatsApp. I had a brother ask me a question on the YouTube channel comments as well. So guys, if you're new to the channels here, I think someone actually put something very well, rather than me even saying it on this channel. This is probably exactly what the statement is. Okay, I don't give you any BS. I'm not here to do anything, just the complete straight facts, nothing more. And also, whenever I do the facts, I always try and show it with evidence, right? Rather than me just talking about it. Now, the evidence could be, actual facts, news articles or something like this, or even pure logic. We use logic and reasoning to answer most of the questions because we don't want to try and just FOMO into stuff or be unreasonable. Because that's the most stupid thing most could do. And also you can see what we don't do is we don't change charts. So if you're new to the channel and you like this kind of stuff, I do all sorts of short videos which are basic updates based on certain coins or certain markets. The reason we do this one is it's time restrictive, right? So we do what we can on those ones. But for the longer videos, always check out the live streams. Live streams are the way forward because that's where you're going to get all the live data, the live, whatever we're doing, basically. Let's just put it this way. All right, so let's move into some of the questions today. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go to the WhatsApp where somebody mentioned a few coins, and there was another brother, a Tamil gamer. He asked, is the market going to continue to go down? So we're going to try and answer that. As you can see, this is yesterday's chart. I didn't even change it. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to clear up some of the charts because we don't really need those, but we are going to talk about this. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to leave this for now. We are going to come back and talk about this. Sorry guys, got a frog in my throat. All right, let's do this. Let's go back here. Let's talk about what's the market doing right now. Can we go down even further? What's the story? So let's have a look. Right, doesn't sound okay. Sorry, I was looking at the old chat. Right, let's see where we are. So this is a Tamil gamer, you asked, is the market gonna go down even further? Are we gonna see a dump even further? Well, there's two ways of answering this question, right? So number one, we can see that we broke this support yesterday. We broke this support and we came down, right? This happened last night. We came down, which is actually bad, but today it seems like bulls were out again and the bulls managed to bring it back up again, right? So when we're looking at this, we're seeing a higher low, a lower high, right? And we see lower lows here, and then we see one here. Potentially, this could not be sustainable. We could even go down even further. But what we need now is two things, right? We need two indicators, well, same indicator, but we need it in two different directions to tell us exactly what's going on. So what we need to do is we need to double check this here and say, right, this was our high. How low can we go, right? And we need to find a target. So when we're looking at targets, we're always focusing on the 1618 or the 618. So in this particular case, we're looking at the 618. And what we're seeing is the lowest we can go to is 41,800, right? 41,800 would be our lowest target, right? We could easily go there. However, we might even bounce on the fibs, right? On the 50% fib, we might bounce there, which is the 42,946. Remember what I said, this trend line is a key trend line. So as we progress along, right, as we move along this particular level, as we move along these areas here, right, as we go, we keep on going down, the further we go in time, so more we're moving forward, we're going into the future, this trend line still is intact, right, still holding, because we haven't formed a second trend line for us to confirm. Now what we're talking about, second trend line, is something very similar to this. Let's show you, right? I know there's a lot of drawings here, but guys, just bear with me. Let me try and get another chart for you. I do have an empty chart that I keep just to kind of show this kind of stuff. This one is this one. Yeah, so I do keep an empty chart just for the sake of it. Obviously, we've done previous drawings there. Let me delete all of this for now, right? So what we're looking at, right, we've got is a situation here, and just bear with me and understand this completely so you understand. So what we're looking at here is just facts, not any noise. This is with the noise, so we've got basically wicks and all of that. These are not facts. This is facts, pure facts, right? So we're looking at all the facts and we're saying, right, we've got a situation here where we've got this trend line here, right? So we've got this specific trend line here, which we're basically, we broke above, we confirmed this, and you can see here, it's beautifully confirmed it, went up, which is good, right? So this is also very bullish, by the way, very, very bullish. But as we move along, right, and we go into the future, we go into September, October, this line is still intact. Now, in order for us to change this line completely, what we need to do is do something similar like this, right? So we need to create another trend line like this somewhere here, right? We need to create another trend line. But the problem we're having right now is this trend line. Now, I'm going to actually leave this there because I want to show you. And actually, I'm going to do this on auto, so auto balances. Yeah, that's better. So you can see this trend line. Now, what we want is something like this. Right, so the angle we want is like this. We don't want a angle where we're going up too rapidly like this. This is bad, and I've talked about it before as well. I told everybody on the channel as well. I said, guys, this is dangerous for us. This is dangerous. This is not sustainable because this is going parabolic. We don't want a parabolic. What we want is a very nice little decent angle, not too much, not too less, just enough for us to basically move up, right? So what we're looking for is, say from this point, we need to have a lovely little trend line, lovely little trend line going like this. And the pattern we want to see is, it to come and kind of bounce here and then create these levels. Right, this is a lot more sustainable, and if you look carefully, it's a lot more. So what we don't want to do is go parabolic like this. We want to keep it moving smoother, so then we can go and hit those six-figure levels, right? And we can sustain the market, move up slowly. So this bull run will continue, right? That's the idea. So the whole idea here is for us to continue this bull run for another 6 months to another year if we can, right? We've already been in it for 1.5 years, by the way, because I know a lot of people like to count certain levels and say, oh, we started bull run here. Well, no, if you want to start the bull run, you can technically go back and say we started here. You know what I mean? What you need to do is calculate from the lowest point. Right, and the way we calculate it is very simple. I mean, the way I do it, right? I'm not going to talk about other people here. I'm going to talk about myself. You look at these points and you say, okay, when did? So we know the market had a certain amount of market cap, right? Bitcoin was hovering around, say, about 70, 80 million dollars, billion dollars, sorry, $80 billion, $100 billion, 150, $120 billion around here. We know the total market cap was around $200, $300 billion here. We know this. That's the entire market cap. But what happened? On this particular occasion, we had more volume on this one area than any other area in these previous history. So when we see this volume come in, this is the volume that pushes it up. So isn't the volume, market sentiment, people's emotions that we're seeing, right? Isn't that the key for us? Right? Isn't that the absolute key for us to say, right, this is where we need to be, this is where the market is going, right? And this is basically the current situation. Isn't this what we want, right? Hiya guys, thank you very much. SM, Aliza, Tajud, thank you. It's really nice seeing other people here as well, new people, very nice. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate this, honestly. I wasn't checking out the chat, but I appreciate this. So this is when I count the bull run started. So if I've mentioned this before, this is where I would count the bull run to start, not when it was here, when we crossed over these previous highs. I know people like to use that as an official metric. I like to use when the money came in. We want to look at when the money entered the market. That's when the bull run started. That's the one that pushed the market. If nothing happened here, guys, do you think we would have had a bull run? Absolutely not. It doesn't make any logical sense for a bull run to start, even from here, if there's no volume. This was the Kickstarter that pushed everything up. So this is where it was. However, I have mentioned one other thing as well, that my bull run started around here. right? When we saw this final dip and when we started seeing this area, the price going back up again, and it was getting higher than this level, so just the same way we calculate on a daily candle or a weekly candle, when I saw this area that we dumped, I was holding back. Then I saw we started beating this higher high, right? We started creating a higher high. That was the key point for me. So I've always mentioned my bull run started in 2019, right? So around here, 2019, my bull run started. So all of this dump, I didn't care. When I ended up seeing this level, this would be the break point for me. So officially, if I was to go back even further, this was more of a bull run. Right, and the similar kind of a dump we saw was probably this. So this is how you have to perceive stuff as well. Also, while we're on the subject, I want to talk about one other thing, guys. Here, one other thing, right? So we're going to go into this subject, which we had a nice little discussion on WhatsApp. So this is based on a WhatsApp discussion, right? So I entered BTC, for example. So I'm going to give you two scenarios here, and I want you to understand these both scenarios very seriously. So obviously, let's go back further. So let's go back a little bit further. So here in 2017, I decided to exit the market. I said, okay, I'm exiting the market. I think I've had enough. I'm not going to be in it any longer. So I left and I waited. I just waited. What was I waiting for, right? And I want to show you this, right? I think I've got it here. Let me get it for you, right? And remember, I do use this quite a lot as, so it's not 100%, but it's good enough. It's good enough for me to make a calculated decision. It's good enough for me to make a calculated decision. And I talked about this on this particular one. So I can bring this chart up again if you want to see this. Actually, we can even use this, right? Let's use this, right? Let's use this. I might not be able to show you all the drawings because it's got quite a mess. Actually, you know what? I will be able to show you the drawings. Well, no, actually, no, I don't want to show you the drawings here because I want to keep those. Those are my things I want to work on later. Let's show you here. Right, let's show you here, and let's change a few parameters here like we did yesterday as well. So we're going to change some of the parameters, make it larger. What we're doing is basically just showing you, and I'm going to make this a different color and larger, because I want you to understand what the why sometimes you have to take some sort of an action, and what the situation, what could be the reasoning behind it, right? Why would someone react in a particular way at a specific level and not do anything? So we talked about it in yesterday's video. So those of you who have not watched it, please go back and watch yesterday's video. It is a very powerful video. In fact, I made two shorts and I said, this is the last video you need to watch this season. It is the last video you need to watch. This one is a continuation of that, right? So just please do watch this. When I realized that we're heading towards this yellow line, right? So when I realized we're heading towards this yellow line, for me, this was the market top. And there's many other indicators we're using, right? So we're using the Puel multiple. We're looking at the Bitcoin exchange inflow. We're looking at the fear and greed indicator, many others. But ultimately, if you just come to use this one, if you're, the basic, most layman's person out there, you don't understand the market, but you do understand when you see certain things. We come to this area, yellow. That's when I exited. That's when I need to be ready to exit, right? So I decided I want to exit. Obviously, a week after that, the market decided to top out and dump. Fair play. I'm not bothered. I decided to jump back into the market around these areas here, right? So when we started going down here, that wasn't the case. Remember, I started to jump back in around here. Right, so I'm looking to go back in here. That's what I done. I couldn't pick up the bottom. I can't pick up the top. I don't know. So I picked up around here. But this is higher than this. You see what I mean? Right? And then from that point onwards, now I've got my hodling portfolio and I've got my, my daily trading portfolio, right? So the idea is you've got two baskets, right? You've got a left basket and a right basket. The right basket, I'm not going to touch until 2030. Right, so that's my 2030, and my 2030 portfolio, by the way, the one I'm talking about is actually from around here. My 2030 portfolio is from here. So because I made a decision that there's a certain amount of BTC I need to lock away, and then here I've made a decision I want to add more positions to it, and I'll explain to you. So remember, my right basket is my holding portfolio. My left basket that I have is my my left basket is my daily stuff, right? So let's draw this here. Actually, let's do this here. Let's draw this here and say, let's do it better. Actually, let's do it like this. Okay, so this is my left basket. Let's do this. This is my right basket. So I want you guys to visualize this, because this is very important, right? This is my right basket, right? So we've got two baskets here, right? I'm going to change the color here. Right, so I don't, because when you visualize it, I think it's a lot more easier for people to understand. Right, we've got a red box and we've got a blue box. This is the box that I want to be saving until 2030. All right, so all I'm doing is, this is 2030 box, right? This is all my 2030 box. So let's put 2030. All right, this is just the 2030 box. Let's make it larger, 32, 2030, right? And this is everyday stuff, right? So this is just basically daily stuff. So I'll put, trading. So this is my trading. Trading could be spot, could be anything. It doesn't matter. We're just going to call it trading. So now I hope you understand where we're going. Visual, right? So whatever I've decided to lock here, that's locked. That doesn't matter. Whatever I was holding here was part of my trading portfolio. So what I did was I sold my trading portfolio. I waited for this market to come back down to a decent level. With the profits that came back in, I sold all of it. I sold 100%, by the way. So my trading 100% sold, and I put it back into my trading fiat. So trading also has fiat, right? So we can also put here and say fiat. Let's put another one here and say fiat, right? Because that's what your trading has. And this is only crypto, nothing else, right? So we can also say here crypto, because we're not, we're not defining what type of crypto. We can just say crypto. So I haven't got my glasses on, that's why. Right, so we know that our trading portfolio has our every single coin that we have, 400, 500, 1,000 coins, it doesn't matter. There's 11,000 to choose from right now. So that's all the coins that you have here. These are daily, weekly, monthly cycles, right? That's all we're doing. We're happy to dump them on a 24 hours. We're happy to dump them every hour if we want to. That's what this is. This is just basically your cash flow. This is your life saving, your holding. So from here, I've started to accumulate a certain amount, and I've said, right, those are going in there, not coming out until 2030. That's where they stay. I just realized I wrote crypto. There you go, guys. Sorry about the spelling mistake. So that's that, right? When I sold here, I waited to buy back here. So I sold 100% of all of my trading only to buy back down here. So what I've done is I've used a method where I can double up how many I have, because I use the money, the fiat money value here, only to pick up more for my holding portfolio, but and my trading, right? So I've come back here. So for example, I'm going to give you an example. We're going to write it as well. Say for example, I had $100, right? $100 to start off here. My 100 became equal to $1,000, right? Just say $1,000, right? So there's two strategies here. One, for example, if I had something for my hodling portfolio, then all I did was basically I said, right, I've put the money in. I'm going to take my initial out, leave the gains, the profits for my hodling. So I could do that. Or the other one, for example, when I'm doing trading, I only take my initial, right? And I treat myself. I don't even put it anywhere. I just treat myself. Then I take this and I say, well, now I've got all of this. How many more can I get? And you can see if I did this, then I can 10x my money, right? So what I'm doing, I bought 10 times more, and I'm just waiting because this is part of my trading portfolio. I'm better off doing this, right? For the cycles, just to continuously increase my trading volume. All right, think about it as my trading volume, right? My trading capacity. What's the point me having $100 and coming back to the end of the market still holding the $100? It's not worth it, right? The idea is I have $100. If I can make it into $1,000 and I buy $1,000 worth at the bottom, now my target is to make that $1,000 to $10,000. And I can do this, right? So this is the target. So I've got a logical number in my head. I'm like, okay, all I need to do, and remember what I talk about, the power, just double. My target is always to double this. So if I can make 100 into 200, I'm happy. If it goes even more, I'm even more happy. But then end of the cycle, I need to know that I have either double the amount I started with here, right? So when I'm coming here, I need to know I have double the amount that I had here, or I have double the money. You see what I mean? So there's two ways. I need to know I got the double the money or I've got double the coins. Whichever one is better for me, right? If there are coins here that I actually believe in and I think they have a good future, like for example, Cardano, I knew it had a good future. I didn't dump it. I'm still holding it, right? Matic. Let's talk about Matic. I've mentioned it so many times. I bought and sold Matic about 5 times. I'm not holding Matic, just a very small amount from the profits I made. All my initials already out because I didn't really believe in it. I've mentioned it so many times. I didn't really believe in it. I don't think it's got a big future. You know what I mean? So this is what you have to understand. Sometimes you just got to make that logical decision and say, well, what's the 10 big coins or 5 big coins that I should be putting most? So for example, I've got 5 specific coins. I'll be honest with you. There's 5 specific coins that are currently already in there. And I can mention those 5 for you. I have no issues mentioning them, right? Let's refresh this as well to see what the market's doing. So market's up at $2 trillion. That's great, right? The 5 specific coins I have: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, and Solana. All right. Those are the 5 already sitting in this wallet. They are already sitting in there. My 2030 wallet. So some of them are actually probably I'll take them out in 2025, but I haven't decided yet. But ultimately, they're sitting in this 2030 wallet offline. They're not going out there to earn yield, earn interest, farming, staking. None of that. They're just locked up, offline, gone. Those coins have vanished. They're not doing anything because I don't need to be making 10%, 20% yield farming or 100% yield farming. I don't care. I believe in them and I know the price appreciation would be a lot more. So I'm not risking them on any protocol or anything. So while everybody's getting hacked somewhere, right, every other day, my coins are still intact where they are. Right, so that's my my stash for until 2030. Some of them will come out in 2025. The next cycle, the next bull run. My trading portfolio, I've seen massive increases in a lot of coins, or a lot of coins. But I need to be logical. I've made massive gains, right? If I don't cash out ASAP, then I'm going to lose out. Also, while I've been going up like this, guys, I tell you one other thing I've been doing. So right, even here, while I've been going up, since March or April, I can't remember exactly which month it was, but I started, and I talked about it with all of you guys. I said, I'm starting to scale out. And that's exactly what I did. I started to scale out of all my alts because I've made massive gains. And when I started to scale out, I started to take my initial investment out and put it into this particular portfolio. So I was scaling out from here to all the way here. I started scaling out and I'm reducing my holding. So by the end of the cycle, so my target is within the next 3 months, right? And I mentioned this on yesterday's video, so go and watch that video again. I mentioned it on yesterday's video. My target is within the next 3 months, just assuming the bull run lasts for another 6 months. Within the next 3 months, whatever happens, I have to sell every single one of my alts, obviously with one exception. If that particular alt I'm holding didn't make me any profit, I'm not selling it. I'm going to still hold it. And this is the case that's happened where I've still got coins that I'm holding from 2018. I've still got coins that I'm holding from 2017 that haven't actually given me any profits. I'm still holding them. But the way I'm thinking is if I have 10 coins and one fails, it's okay as long as my other 9 pass, or even the opposite. As long as out of 10, one of them can do me a 10x, it's better than things. So I can easily think about losing 9. So your plan and you can't always get 100% gains. So you need to plan to fail. So I've said, okay, 99% of these coins will fail, and I'm going in with a big risk. So the one that I see the biggest risk is the one I'm going to try and sell out first. And that's what I've been doing. I've been selling those out. In fact, Shiba Inu is one of my things. Somebody else mentioned Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is definitely one of those protocols that is on a high risk, which I will be selling and getting out as soon as possible. But obviously, I don't want to sell it for a loss. I want to sell it for a profit. If I don't, then I'm just going to leave it there, right? And see what happens next round. Because that's how we have to be, right? You're an investor. You got to do it right way. You don't make gains everywhere. It's like, for example, if you go to McDonald's, right? And I'm not promoting them in any way, right? So if you go to Mackie D, right? You go and buy a burger or a meal. you're buying the burger in the meal, they're obviously charging you for the packaging and everything for that burger and the meal, right? That's what they're charging you for. So they're making their profits there. But when you get napkins, when you get in ketchups or whatever, right? Sometimes it's free. They're not charging you. That's a loss they're willing to take. You understand what I mean? That's a loss they're willing to take. They got a venue. They might not fill up. They might do more outdoor takeaways or whatever. So again, all of that is factored in. It's like, that's a loss. So the same way, when you invest into 10 coins, you must assume, right, that at least 50% of those will never make you any money. You know, and 50% will. And if you want to be more radical about it, then you say, well, no, out of my 10, 9 will never make me any money. Right? 9 will never make me any money, but all I need is that 1 to make me money. So obviously the one that I'm going to be talking about is BTC. I always have my largest holding in BTC, and then the others have just basically come along and grown. So just make those kind of things. So this is what it is, right? So whatever is in my trading. So this is an answer for brother Khurram, who asked me this question on thing. He said, I'm assuming you're going to do this. No, bro, whatever, even Bitcoin, anything I'm having in this wallet here is going to be sold on this yellow line. Anything, trust me, I don't care what I've got, everything 100% will be sold here. 100% will be sold here. All right. Now, when I'm selling, what am I doing is the question, I think, more importantly. 100% will be sold, 100% of the initial investment will be taken out, and those 10 coins that I'm targeting, right, what I'm going to do is I'm only going to leave some of the profit, right? I'm only going to leave the profit to continue, right? I'm only going to leave the profits to continue, but the initial is going out 100%, right? That's what's happening. And when it comes to the altcoins that I hold, every last penny is coming out because I'm waiting for it to come down here, which I actually kind of showed you on this particular chart here when I drew this line, and I said, look, when this market goes up, this is on yesterday's video, right? So say for example, this market goes up all the way down here, comes back down here, right? Regardless what happens, all I need to make sure, right, is, and this is not 100%, is make sure that when we go to this line, right, I sell around here somewhere, it doesn't matter, because I'm always going to, if it comes back to this line is always going to be cheaper than what I exited. So I'm always going to make money. I'm always going to make money, right? Because I'm going to be calm. I'm going to understand that, okay, there's certain things I have to do, right? As long as I can do it in that particular way, I'll be all right. So that's that. Sorry, guys, I don't know. Listen, guys, please, please, please. Don't message me on WhatsApp when I'm doing live stream, guys. Please, please. Because I can't answer everything, you know. I'm trying to... Honestly, you guys, I'm telling you, guys are insane, insane, insane. All right, let's leave that. Let's go back to the thing. Don't distract me like that, guys. Right, so I hope this kind of makes sense, guys. Why I'm going to be selling everything around here, and when I do, what my strategy. Also, say for example, when I sell here, when I said I'm going to be keeping some of my profits for the coins I'm holding, well, I'll tell you where the other some of the coins. So for example, when I sell here, I'm going to take all my initial out. I'm going to keep some of my profits for the ones I'm going to be holding, but the rest of it is going to go back into these top 5 that I'm locking away. You know what I mean? So I'm going to use the profit from here to lock them away here, because those are my long time holding, remember. But I'm not going to leave my initial in there. What's wrong with you? No. My initial's ready to buy back here, even here, even here. Even if I have to wait another 2 years to buy back in, I'll do that. And I've mentioned this, anywhere below this blue line to here is going to be a safe zone for me to buy. So as long as I can sell on this yellow line or anywhere above this line and close to this yellow line, in the future, anywhere below the blue line is a safe zone for me to buy. You know, a reaccumulation. That's what it is. So you have to think about these kind of strategies way before. And this is what I was trying to say as well in yesterday's video. That guys, sometimes you just got to be prepared. You got to be 2 steps ahead of what's going on. Right. Okay, let me try and see what the hell is going on. Right, let me get that question, because somebody asked me for a few coins. Right, they wanted me to talk about DOT, VET, and TLM and sushi. Okay, sushi. Okay, no worries, no worries, no worries. Let's go in there. Right, let's go back into BTC right now and just finish from there. Right, let's move into BTC. Let's go into the chart. So BTC, as I've mentioned, right, we are looking at BTC. We can expect to see BTC come down. We talked about this, right? Where is it? Let's go back into this chart because that's the one I was showing. I don't want to mix up charts for you. Not this one. Let's keep it as it was. Yep, this is the one. Right, let's keep it here. Let's keep it here. And let's show you what I've got. Right, so BTC, what can we expect, right? So I talked about BTC, what we should be expecting. Currently on BTC, we can't, as I said, we can come down and respect this 618 Fibonacci and basically shoot up from there. Hopefully respect that. As long as we can stay above this white trend line, we should be fine. So 421,807 could be the worst case scenario for us. But then fibs will also act as a nice little support. So we wait for those and see where that goes. And on the upside, guys, if we are going to look at the upside and you want to say, okay, what could be the potential for us to completely reverse? Well, then we can use this particular metric and say if we did reverse, then we are going to be targeting the $53,000 level. But in the short term, I don't think that's more likely. I think it's more likely for us to kind of hover around this area, which is very, very healthy, by the way, very, very healthy. Rather than seeing a a diagonal line going too straight up, having it slightly down, as I mentioned before as well, is a lot better for us, right? So it is a lot better for us. And let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes, because you've got to look at the RSI and stochastic as well. You see, the RSI was high and it's come down, and we mentioned the stochastic was high and it's also coming down. It's fine. What we need to do is wait for the stochastic to come back here. If we can get the stochastic RSI here and then shoot up, very, very good for us. So in the short term, I think we are definitely expecting a little bit more. Also the volume, you can see the volume is dropping off. So I could definitely expect a little bit more dump, continues a little bit more, probably even come to this particular resistance line that we had, which is the 43,800, 43,000 something. Let's have a look. 43,774. We could even come down to this line and see where that goes. Also, looking at this on a closer level, we did form a nice little support here. As you can see, this 2 candle, we formed a nice little support here. So we might even see a bounce on the 44,400 actually. So that could be a short-term thing. But again, guys, don't panic. 1 day, 2 day in crypto, doing this, absolutely fine. There's no harm at all, right? What's more important for us is these weekly. And we just started the week yesterday, and so far it's still a green candle, right? And I'm expecting a red candle on a weekly. I'm expecting a red candle on a weekly, and we're still green, indecisive, green. Let's see where it takes us, right? So we still got a long way to go. It's only Tuesday today. So patience, my friends. And so far, everything's looking good, actually. I mean, $2 trillion, obviously, forget the scams, but $2 trillion holding that, it's been good. It's been good. So let's talk about your coin you wanted to talk about, right? So what are we talking about? We're talking about sushi. So let's get some sushi in there for you. Sushi. Sushi's been suffering a little bit. I don't know why, I'll be honest with you. But it seems to be trying to come back. Let's have a look and see what it's doing right now. Okay. Sushi looks okay, and let me get rid of all the drawings. Sushi looks okay, but you see this area here? Whatever sushi does, sushi has to get above this one line here. So I think if BTC hits the 58, then also this will probably go, because here we didn't really have, you see, I know a lot of people probably showed you some trend lines, on a shorter time frame, like, oh, this was a trend line. And we just broke that. So for example, they would say, oh, this was a trend line, we just broke. No, guys. Yeah, maybe in a minute time frame, but this is the area that you need to look at. So if you actually start looking at this area, and what you see is this is the curve. See this, and I'll try and show you on a line chart as well, so you actually understand what I'm talking about. You see these peaks, see these areas here. This is the curve, and that's not a good curve. All right, that's not this is the trend line. This is the major trend line. So we've got a long way to go to this major trend line. These minor ones, I mean, as I said, everything is subjective, right? So somebody could easily come along and put some trend lines here and say, well, this was a trend line. Yeah, absolutely. That was a trend line. That was a trend. It doesn't matter, right? More importantly, what we're looking at is this area here. So yeah, it's got a long way to go. I mean, if someone was buying it for this breakout that we might have, it's not bad. We are fairly close, right? And this is actually a really good trend line, really good trend line. I actually like this. This is like one of those, the ones I talk about, the sustainable trend lines. You don't want it to be too you don't want it to be like this, or you don't want it to be like that, right? You don't want this kind of a pattern. What you want is basically a nice little smooth curve, like, going like this sideways and bringing it back up there. So it's really awesome. Also, while I just did that, I just realized yeah, we're not even forming that, because if you look carefully, and it's too steep, guys, too steep, too steep. So this is probably just taking a lot of the stuff from yeah, you see how steep this is. This is so steep. Sorry, this is what happens when I'm not wearing my glasses and I can barely see what I'm doing. Right, anyway, too steep, guys, too steep. So, but anyways, coming there, listen, it's going to benefit. Once the market pumps, everything's going to pump anyway. Sushi will pump as well. This is how the market works, right? One BTC pumps, everything pumps, right? But yeah, we're very close to this line. If someone was going to pick up some, it's too late in my opinion, but yeah, I mean, you can if you want to. This is no financial advice, but we've got a lot of battle. In fact, I'm just looking at this, and I'm looking at this specific area here. You see this area here? There's a lot of battle around here, a lot of battle, you see. So what I'm looking at is these areas here, you see these spikes, these are traffic zones, and we've just entered. Funnily, we've just entered the traffic zone, but the heavier parts are here, these areas here. So we might struggle a little bit, but ultimately, again, as I said, right now, momentum is up. So when the momentum, market sentiment, momentum, market capitalization, everything is up. Everything will move up. Some slower than others, but they will move. That's the fact, guys. They will move. Dot. Let's move to Dot. I mean, come on, Dot. I just told you just a little while ago what I'm going to do with Dot, right? Sorry, guys. Let me see the chat, because I haven't been looking at the chat. Don't even know if the chat is on. Oh, okay. Let's have a look at the chat. Okay. So Dot. I mean, we're still here on Dot. I just told you what my plans are for Dot. Dot is one of those coins. I've mentioned it yesterday. I've mentioned it many times before. Dot is a coin that is not ready. Dot will be similar to like how I've kept on mentioning that Cardano was not ready for a very long time. I mean, 2-3 years now I've been mentioning to people, Cardano's not ready, Cardano's not ready, buy as many Cardano. Until I think about when it hit about $1. I was saying this, and then after that I said, it's pointless, because I was telling people from when it was like 6 cents, 6 cents, 10 cents, that's when we bought, right? But a lot of people just didn't understand. It was sitting at like 20 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, and people were like, is it going to go down? Yeah, but is it going to go up? Yeah, definitely more than what you think, but it's not ready. If you're in it for the short term, you're going to lose all the time. If you're one of those people who comes in and is like, oh, I'm going to make some money now and get that out, it's all about the hype. You're going to lose money, because you're not planning. This is why you're going to lose money, right? So this is Polkadot, right? This is Polkadot from 2020 to now. Look at this, beautiful. This is the kind of a curve I'm talking about. I mean, look at it. We're not using the current data where, we went all the way up here, we did an all-time high. Forget all of those. Look at this, guys. Look at this. How beautiful this structure is. And this is the kind of stuff we want to see. You know what I mean? So this, but ultimately, as I said, Polkadot's not ready. I'm expecting Polkadot to be worth at least $100, $200 in the future, maybe even $400 in the future. That's just my hypothetical, kind of over-optimistic level that I'm looking at, right? But I do, even looking at this, right, we're looking at $78, right? If we can continue looking at $78, I'll take that over a $1 Dot, because that's what we picked it up for. We were picking up Dot way before this, right, for $1. We were picking it up for $1, right? And look where we are now. So it doesn't matter if we come here, even if we come down here, it doesn't matter. Even if tomorrow Dot was to come back to $4, well, we're still 4x up, right? But we know it's not ready. So we're waiting for 2024, 2025, maybe even longer. And we can only assume what it does if the market continues, right? That's what we're expecting there. So Dot, I'm telling you, looks fantastic. And as you can see, Dot, the trend line that Dot had, it definitely broke that trend line. I mean, this was the trend line, beautiful trend line, and it broke that. It was a little bit steep, which is not good, but it definitely broke that trend line. It came out just like every other coin. It probably done it on the same day, just like every other coin. Also, one other good thing to look at Dot right now, and I just noticed it here, we're about to do a breakout. Guys, we're about to do a breakout. If you look carefully, these are the two levels we need to go. This is about to do the breakout. So if I do this, look at this. It's about to do the breakout. It's about to break that neckline. So this should be really, really awesome, really, really positive. Let's have a look at stochastic high again. But everybody's like this, guys. Everybody's high like this. Let's have a look at our weekly and see what the weekly's showing. Weekly showing plenty of room left. You know, even the RSI is saying plenty of room left. So looking really, really solid. Again, look, if you look carefully, everything is following the market and the market leaders. Right now, we're going to take two coins and we're going to call them the market leaders. And the two coins that we're looking at is your Bitcoin and Ethereum. Use those two to navigate. If these two are positive, everything else will also be positive, probably even more, right? So yeah, Dot looks awesome. It's about to do a breakout. If we can do a breakout on a daily, let's see. Yeah, this is awesome. Look at this. Beautiful, beautiful. Also, if you look at this short term, right? This is short term on a daily. Look at this trend line. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, every time. This is what you call a trend line. And the curve is really good as well. It's not too steep. Brilliant. So what was the other one we were talking about? Sorry, guys. I'm having to go back and forth. VET, TLM. Right, let's open VET. VeChain. VeChain's always been good. VeChain's always been good. So same Polkadot. Look, I mean, just look at this. This is exactly the same as Polkadot, what we just saw on Polkadot. Exactly the same. Look at this trend line. Look at this trend line. Broke the trend line, right? Exactly the same as Polkadot. So I don't think there's much to say. Also, just looking at the neckline, I just saw it here. Again, exact same as Polkadot. Guys, look, this is two coins reacting exactly the same. All right. On a daily, we can see the RSI is too high. The stochastic RSI and the RSI is too high. We are going to be expecting a nice little dump. So please be aware of that. All right, please be aware of that. We might get a nice little dump, but this dump is, again, it's all got to do with that market reaction. You know, we might get a breakout, alts might pump and do this breakout, but everything is following BTC. You know, again, remember what I said. I'm planning to do this within the next 3 months. So I'm not saying I'm going to do it within the next 3 minutes. My exit strategy is, once we go back to that $58,000 level BTC, right? This area here, that's when I'm starting to get out. So I'm giving it room. I'm giving everything room to come back to this level. Once it goes to this level, then I'm going to start taking out. Do you see what I mean? So that's what I'm doing. So you've got to have a plan. You've got to say, okay, when do I have a target, and say, this is when I'm going to start to exit, right? So again, similar to Polkadot, just as we saw, very, very good. What was the other one? You wanted TLM. Let's have a look at TLM. Now, TLM, I know a brother was like, oh, don't talk about TLM. And I said I was going to mention something about TLM. TLM, this is what TLM is doing right now. The curve is quite good. Very, very good. It is breaking out. I mean, we've got this one level to cross over. Right, so I can put a line on it. This is the level that we want to now break over. If we can break this level, we'll be all right, which is the 82 cent, right? Forget the highs, forget everything. If we can break this, then we're okay. So far, if you look carefully, right, forget the RSI, we don't need any of that. Some of these coins don't even need RSI anything because they just pump, right? So, you know, TLM is a gaming coin, right? So a lot of people are showing a lot of interest on this specific coin. So because of that, it's pumping a lot, right? But this is the trend line we see. Very, very good. It's respecting it, but it's holding, like it's hugging this line. It just doesn't want to go above, similar to what we saw on a Polkadot. Similar, it's just hugging this line. Ultimately, when we get to this level, hopefully if we can continue climbing like this and we'll get to this level, it should be okay, right? Now, I talked about how some of these coins could go to the abyss. We had a conversation on WhatsApp, and how could some of these coins go to the abyss? What we mean, right? Guys, this is a game. I want you to now sit back, take a deep breath, get a coffee, and listen to what I'm about to say. These are gaming coins. Axie Infinities, TLM, Alien Worlds, this, that, you name it. There are hundreds of them, right? Hundreds of these gaming coins. What happens when a new game comes out? I just want you to just please understand what I'm trying to say here. What happens when a new game comes out? What happens when there's a new Axie Infinity? What happens to the old one? What happens if there's another better protocol that pays you more, play to earn or whatever, pays you more? Somebody else is always innovating, right? You got to constantly innovate, right? So once the innovation happens, what happens to these coins? Well, they go to the bottomless pit. They go to the abyss. They never come back again. There may be some people who are invested just holding because they had no other choice, because they didn't exit. So those guys are going to be holding this and then just waiting, just like everybody. They're going to be bag holders. But you're not in it to hold bags. You're in it to hold money, to make money. So you make money now and get out as soon as you can. That's the idea. You make money and get out as soon as you can, because logically, these communities, these games, hundreds of them now compared to before. We used to have like a few. Now we've got hundreds, and soon we're going to have thousands. Which one do you buy? Which one do you hold? They're all kind of like, kind of game NFT coins or whatever you want to call them. How many do you hold? And how much value do you have? NFT projects, same. Most of NFT projects that people bought for $1,000, $10,000, $150,000, $1 million, well, guess what? They're not liquid, so you can't sell them. Unless you're a collector and you've got an emotional attachment to it, you want to frame it and put it on your wall and be proud of it, great. Buy it, put it on a wall, happy days to you. But we're in it for the money. So if we're in it for the money, we should be buying coins that have value and that can give us a good income. So if someone bought it here and they made a nice little bit of money here, take your initial out ASAP, take some profits out as well, leave some. That's all I can say. But are they going to survive forever? No. Logically, when a brand new game comes out, better than this, everyone's going to shift over there. So do you want to be the bag holder on a longer term? Because the person asked me long term. There is no long term on these NFT projects. No long term. These kind of game projects, there is no long term perspective for them. There's no future for them. Maximum maybe 4 years, 5 years, right? So after that, they're gone. And if you look at how the games are designed, we're looking at games with superior graphics and this and that in the real world. PS4, PS3, PS4, Xbox, PC games, right? These are top-notch games, right? People are moving towards the VR and everything. And then you've got games like Alien World, some spaceship going out there and shooting something. Or you got Axie Infinity. It looks like looks worse than Mario. I don't know how many of you played Mario 20 years ago. Looks worse than Mario. So when you see this kind of stuff, when you see this kind of stuff, you start realizing that they just don't have a future. Because you have to accept one fact: games will evolve, and gaming will evolve. So with those, new tokens will come, old tokens will die out. If that makes sense, right? Sorry, who is this? Thank you, 1000x crypto gems. But I'll be honest with you, I'll have a look at GMX token just this time, but we don't do 1000x gems here, bro. We're always trying to, bro or sis or whatever you want to call yourself. But the point is, we don't shill coins here. We're not here for pump and dumps or anything like that. We're not here to get people, it's like we're going to do 1000x, we're going to do 100x. I don't do that. Here, I'm trying to open people's eyes and open people's minds and, help people stay calm and logical, right? And use reasoning to initiate trades or do whatever they want to do. Whether they want to go and do a trade, it doesn't matter. We can do a trade here and do 1000x. It's not a problem. But the point is, we always need to. Now, let me have a look at your GMX, whatever that is. Okay, GMX didn't show up here. GMX token. Let's have a look. There's a few. Okay, that one there, I think. Question: when did it come out? Okay, so it came out on Wednesday, the 11th of 2021. I see exactly where you're playing at. But listen, it could pump. Great, go ahead, carry on with what you're doing. It could have a good future. But again, all I'm seeing is just another Binance chain. Probably cost $5, $20, or whatever, $10 to launch. I've seen too many of these guys. I've seen too many of these. Again, you know, pumped, great. Listen, you've done 132%, right? If anyone's buying here, I might end up doing a little bit more. But again, am I going to jump into this? No. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to jump into this. There's no way I'm jumping into this particular one, right? Or anything like this. You know, especially when I'm looking at the volume. Especially when I'm looking, there's only $1,000, less than $1,000 invested in there. You think I'm gonna even touch that? Honestly, I'll probably buy the whole volume there in one shot. That's the kind of things we do. So again, if most of the guys I work with, $1,000 or whatever is what we would invest minimum, that's your whole entire volume for the whole day. You know what I mean? So again, I understand where you guys come. This is why I just avoid this. For me, I've always mentioned this to everybody. I stick to the top coins, top 200 pages. Also, talking about top 100 to 200 pages, right? Let's do this again, 1 second. So, you know, you just clearly launched like a week ago. I can see that. Where are you? Page rank 2,906. Great, carry on. No worries, you know. But what do you provide? This is a question. I want to know more. What do you provide? Nothing. So there's absolutely nothing there. All right, hold on. Let's have a look if we got a website. Let's see what you provide, right? So these are the things. I mean, if you're going to come on, you want me to talk about it, and that's fine. I do talk about stuff. So what else is our mission? So what is your mission? Most important gaming products. And well, you've got a competition, right? You've got competition. You've got Google to play with. You've got Apple to play with. You've got a few other play with. Good luck. That's what I'm going to say. So other than that, guys, I'm not going to talk any more on this stuff. Now let's go into some other stuff. I see so many different stuff. Let's see what else we had here. Okay, so let's go into this particular one. Brother asked, Abu Musab asked, what is a good crypto debit card? Good crypto debit card, right? So good crypto debit card. There's plenty, right? Number one, if you want an exchange connected crypto debit card right now, my recommendation is something like brother Kura mentioned, right? Crypto.com is good. Something like Coinbase, very good. So you've got Coinbase and this and that. However, if you want something specific to just Ethereum or ERC20, I found Monolith was very good. Monolith card is very good as well. Also, there's a few other cards that you can actually get. There's one, like, you know, those saving account ones. I don't recommend any, by the way. They're too centralized, but they do give you a debit card and you can spend your own crypto while still saving. Is Nexo and what's the other one called? BlockFi. So those two you can actually use. So Nexo and BlockFi. But Monolith is the one I use for my Ethereum, basically. This one here. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, this card. This is the one I use for my Ethereum. Again, but I don't, you know, it's not, you don't put all your eggs in there. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those, you don't put all your things in, but it's been quite cool so far. But I don't put all my stuff in there. Again, most of I only put enough that I need to spend. So I'm not risking all my money, right? There's another one called Plutus. So let me just check, hold on, what they're called. I've got their card as well. Plutus. Pluton. Yeah, this one here, Pluton. It's a UK company. Forget their coin. I'm not even interested in their coin. Yeah, this one here. I've got this card as well. So this card again works as well. But I've seen they've had a little bit of an issue. But you do get, it's an UK thing. You receive a UK bank code, sort code, and account number. They do have some issues. So they are limited to what you can use and not. But I would just say, look, if you've got small amounts of money you want to play with, or probably just cash out and this and that, stick to stuff like Coinbase or even Crypto.com. check out the fees, who charges you the most fees or the least fees, but just stick to them. I usually use my Coinbase card more than anything else, and I do use my Monolith for my Ethereum stuff, but that's about it, guys. I do have this card as well. I've got this card and a few others. I've literally got pretty much every single crypto debit card there is, but when it comes to usability, as I said, I've used my Coinbase more than anything else, and I've used my Monolith card more than anything else. This one I had some issues, so I didn't even bother I haven't even done a single transaction on this, but I've still got it. I've still got it. So yeah, just be careful. But yeah, look, plenty of them are out there. But what you want to do is whenever you get a crypto debit card or something, go for the ones that are highly regulated. That's what I say. This is why I use my Coinbase one more than anything else. The fees may be more, everything may be more, but I'd rather use my Coinbase one because I know that card was regulated a lot more than anything else, right? So I hope that kind of makes sense, right? Sorry guys, I'm just getting lost because I'm moving SHIB analysis. Bro, you still want an analysis on a SHIB? We don't know, SHIB, we don't know. Let's do this, right? Let's do this. SHIB is, look, all right, let's forget the top. I'm not going to even look at the top because that was definitely the thing. SHIB so far, all right, this is looking quite healthy, right? But, hold on. Remember what I said just a little while ago. For me, it's not about what price we're going into. So with SHIB, right, we've got this one level that we need to cross over, just this one level. And we're very close, by the way. And also, if you look at the pattern, it's been very, very nice. For example, this particular area here, this was a nice little trend line and we broke that, which is awesome, right? I mean, here we just dumped. We didn't make any trend line, so there's no point putting anything there. But this was a lovely little trend line that we had to cross over, and we did that. We did that, guys. We just broke out the trend line. It's been awesome, right? Question now is can we get back up and basically hit those targets? So the target that I would personally have, right, if we take it from yesterday, for example, to this particular area here, right, the target is just over this line, which is actually really good. The 1618, which is 0.0000, I believe, 1103. So we got a long way to go. But listen, Shiba is one of those that I don't know what to say. I can't call it a scam because it's managed to enter into all the major exchanges. So this says it has some kind of a credit. I can't say it's going to fail because of the very same reason, right? Just that Shiba doesn't make any sense. It's too well connected. If that makes any sense, it's too well connected. There's been too many stunts around it. I think it's a sleeping giant. It could be, don't hold me to it. This coin for me did start off as a scam. I thought about it as a scam. I still think it's a scam, but I can't say it's a scam because of what they've managed to do. They've managed to get themselves into all the major exchanges. That's insane. They've managed to activate all of their staking rewards and everything. That's insane. You don't do that if you're not legit, right? Only thing I have seen problems with is their own exchange, but I think that's just a bug or whatever. But it's just insane, some of the stuff they're doing. And I think in the future, one day Shiba's just going to come and pop. It's going to be similar to, well, kind of not similar. I can't say similar because Dogecoin was created as a scam. They've mentioned this is meme coin, it's worthless. That's what the Doge founders said. Shiba founders came and said we're gonna be the Doge killer. That's what they said. Now we know Doge took a long time for it to get to where it did. I think Shiba might just do the same thing. I don't know. So with Shiba, I don't know. I have no idea. However, I'm not gonna hold on to anything. I am planning to exit 100% within the next 1 or 2 months. 100% exit, and then as I said, I'm going to be waiting for that big dump in the future. I'm going to be waiting for the whole market to come to these levels here. That's when I'm going to be buying. I'm going to use Bitcoin as my indicator. I'm going to use Bitcoin as my biggest indicator to tell me when we come to these lines. When Bitcoin comes back to these levels, I'm going to enter, go crazy, go ballistic on every single altcoin I think might have a future. So I'm going to have a list, right? I'm going to buy every one of them back again, sit tight, and then wait for the market to go above this white line here, this blue line here. Well, as soon as it does that, I'm going to start scaling out again. Same strategy, same thing, rinse and repeat. Buy somewhere around the bottom here, wait for it to go above this line. When it does, start selling. Anything you didn't sell, we'll wait for it to go back again, start selling, scale out. By this time, get the hell out, and then eventually wait for it to come back down here. And if you ever did that, you sell around here and you buy here, you're always going to buy cheaper and you're always going to make more, provided you bought in these levels. That's the idea, guys. That's the idea. But one thing I'm going to warn everybody as well, right now, try and consider not FOMOing into other coins, even for longer term. Oh, it's my long-term hold, 5-year hold. Try and not do that, guys. You might get wrecked if you're going to do this, right? Right now, you need to be considering that, okay, we're about to have our second wave of this bull market. We're about to go parabolic or whatever. We might go for another 6 months or to a year. We need to start planning our exit strategy. We need to start taking as much fiat off the table so we're ready for when it comes down. That's what you need to be doing. So anybody, like for me, I'll give you a good example. Right, we're talking about, say for example, I'll give you a good example. This would be a good one, actually. This one would be a really good one. I'll give you a good example. Forget about the coins that I bought back in 2018. Forget about those, 2018, 2017, 2019. Forget about those. Recently, I top around here. And I mentioned it to someone. I forgot who it was. I mentioned it. I top around here. Right? Check this out. If I decide to, right now, go from here and sell, right? If I decide to sell, which I'm not, look, 94%, almost double my money. I can easily now take half my chips off the table and only leave half there, and I'm still okay. You see what I mean? But I'm not going to, because it's not part of the plan. The plan is, for Cardano, the plan is that even Cardano, within the next 2-3 months, I want to observe and see what happens at that $58,000 levels. And I've been going on about it, banging on about it, and you're going to remember when it comes to that level, why, if it plays out what I'm thinking. This is a very key, strong level. If the market cannot beat this level, if we cannot go above this particular specific level, we've got a problem. If we can go above this, bull market continues, guys. If we go above this, bull market continues. Mark my words. I want to be wrong. Please, I do want to be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong and the market just continues. I hope I'm wrong and the market continues. I really, really do. But this is the level to wait for. So before this level, I wouldn't touch anything. I'm not going to accumulate, buy anything. Those days are gone. Remember, I was banging on about it, a few months ago. I was going on about it, on and on, right? When we were sitting here, and when everything was bloody and these levels here were showing you 70%, 80%, I was like, guys, now is the time to buy, not when it's green. And look, those of you who did, you've already made 70, 80% gains. You've already made 100% gains, right? Either 100% gains. Some of you guys made even more. But then if you're buying now, this is the wrong time. This is what I mean. You got to understand these kind of things. You don't buy when the market's green, especially when we've had a situation where we can see where we've had this, top here, and then we started dumping, and right now we're so close to coming back into this area. This could easily be a rejection. If we get rejected here, everybody that's ever said this could be a fake out or a bull trap will be right. They will be 100% right. This would definitely be a bull trap. All the bulls from here all the way up here, and then we get trapped here, we get destroyed. So this is why anything you had to buy, you bought it around these levels. Remember, I was bullish. I was like, buy. Everybody bought. I never told anybody not to buy. I said, buy now. If it goes even below, buy even more, right? Keep on buying. We were constantly talking about it. We were constantly saying, buy. Even here, buy. It doesn't matter. These are all buy zones. We've even made a video where we said, if it comes around these levels, sell your house. And we entered those areas. Actually, sell your house. I actually have the indicator. Let me see if I can find it. There you go. Right, this was the area where we said, just buy your house, sell your house, basically. All right, let me show you. This was the area, not there, sorry, daily. Yeah, this was the area where we said, if we go around these areas, right, I'm using a different indicator to show it. We said, buy your, sell your house if we enter these areas. And look, we just came out of this, right? We use a different indicator. What did we use? We use Fibonacci. That's it. Sorry, I'm just trying to remember. Fibonacci. Yeah, we use the Fibonacci on a daily. All right, let's use a fib here and show you. All right, what we said. We said when we come into this area, we sit tight. When we come out of this area, so funnily, look, we said when we come into this area and we start going back above this one line, sell your house, and look what we did. We started going into this area. So this was it. There's nothing else. There's no ifs and buts, bro. There's no ifs and buts. I mean, for us, we've done that. That's it, you know. But then we still risk, because this area here, as you can see, this whole red area here, we still risk this area because of how much traffic we've had here, how much data we have along this line. And we've got all this data all the way from February 2021. This data is from February 2021, right? We need to break above this line in order for us to confirm that we're going up. And then we start basically deciding what to do. So for me, remember, there's one other fact, right, that remains on the chart that everyone has seen. I'm the only person on the whole of YouTube who has done this. That's a fact. That's a fact. The only person on the entire YouTube who literally had two specific dates. And there's one. We expected the dump to be over on the 19th. Sadly, it wasn't over on the 19th, but it was over on the 21st. The only person on the entire YouTube who said expect the dump to be over on the 19th, and the dump was over on the 20th technically, and then picked up on the 21st, right? Specific date. The only YouTuber on the entire YouTube space who said reversal expected on the 18th. I'm not on 18th of October. I do not consider any of this to be reversal. This is not reversal. This could be anything apart from a reversal. Reversal means we start shooting back up. We start creating new all-time highs. That would be the market reversal. If we come anywhere up to this $65,000 level, we didn't reverse, we just confirmed. We just done a confirmation. We just kind of touched again. That's not reversal. A reversal is when we come back to the 65 and beat 65 and go on forward, forward to the moon, right? That is a reversal. And I'm expecting that on the 18th of October. It's crazy, it's insane, and I'm holding my guns. Let's see what happens. It's the wild, wild west. But this would be insane if this date, listen guys, I'll be honest with you. Even if it doesn't come on the 18th, anything happens. If it does it in October, I win. I'll take that win. I'm going to take that from you guys. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much you hate me, how much you dislike the video. As long as we're in October and we start going up above this 65K, I'll take that off you. I'll take that off you. And if we don't, and we do it right now, then I'm wrong and I own it. I'll own it. I was wrong. I'm sorry, guys. I was wrong. We did it before that. But this was the scenario that I'm the only YouTuber on the whole YouTube space in any social platform that has actually put a date. That's how insane it was, right? And that was with full conviction. But why did we do this? We remember we had a whole video, and I've got a video somewhere. It's a long time when we did this one. The video specifically talks about patterns and how we're following the 2013 pattern. And we were doing some maths, and we talked about how this was exactly the same situation that played out in 2013, that played out in 2017, that played out in 2019. And we kept on doing maths. And that's the conclusion we came to. And I trust the maths. I trust the maths. So that's it. Is there anything else? Guys, if there's not anything else, I really appreciate you guys coming to the chat. I really appreciate you guys. I've watched how a few people have watched this continuously. Maybe if I had my camera feed on, you could have seen me shouting and screaming and literally going all nuts here, waving my hands everywhere. But I knew I was going to do this because sometimes I do get heated up, so I made sure I switched off the camera before doing this. But I hope you guys understood, because listen guys, this is what I always say, right? In this channel, if I have to beat it into you, I will beat it into you. But I want you to understand the facts. I want you to stay away from all the FOMO. I want you to stay away from all the FUD, right? Because they don't matter. We always do the opposite of what the market tells us. We always think differently to what the market is. If the market is too bullish, we need to start being worried and be bearish. If the market is too bearish, we need to be opposite. We need to be very bullish. right? So we buy whenever market's red, when the market's all bloody, we get excited. When the market's too green, we get worried. You know, this is the only channel you're going to see this, right? So other than that, I hope everybody kind of liked what you just saw here. So yeah, you know, one thing I've never done in my channels, I've never introduced myself in the beginning. I think I need to start getting to the habit. My name is Sham. I do videos of actually no, that wouldn't work. So let me, if I do it this way, my name is Sham. I make cryptocurrency videos with no BS. I think that would work, right? How about this? I think that would work. You know, all I've got to say is my name is Sham. I make cryptocurrency TA videos with no BS. That works. You know what? That will be my new tagline. I hope actually what I can do is down here, bottom here, where you can see this subscribe button. I'll probably just put down here, my name is Sham. I don't know, because I just get carried away sometimes and just basically get into the whole thing. So yeah, I just hope guys are okay with that, because I can be insane sometimes, guys. I can be insane. I know I am. You know, you got to be mad to be in crypto. You got to be mad to be in it, and everyone tells you something completely opposite, and they're like, oh, this is what's going to happen. We believe this is going to happen. We believe that is going to happen. You fight, and eventually you become immune to all of that. You know, you become immune to all of that. Yesterday, a brother was actually, who was it? I think it was SM. Yeah, it was him. He sent me a message on WhatsApp, and he's like, you know, something about already, you know, when I made that video thumbnail, and he mentioned, and I didn't see the thumbnail because I didn't know what he was talking about, because I saw the notification, and now I know exactly what he was talking about. He was talking about the video. Am I making that video already? And yeah, you need to understand. Only someone insane like me, you know, who's been battered by the public and everybody every single time, it's like, no, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, crypto is bad. I've got to understand that it doesn't matter how good it looks, I need to control my emotion. Doesn't matter how bad it looks, I need to control my emotion. And always think with a clear, calm head, right? So remember, we use a clear, calm, level-headed way of buying, selling crypto. And this is the only way you're not going to get destroyed. Because if you go on the hype train, you're going to get destroyed. You're going to get destroyed. You know, there are channels that I watch. There are YouTube channels that I personally watch, and I watch it purely for entertainment. Because you know why? They are entertainment. Cryptocurrency channels that are purely entertainment to me, right? They just make me laugh, and I'm honest about it. I'm like, you know what? These guys are just so hilarious, cringy and hilarious, and I love it because it's entertainment. Best thing to laugh at. There's not, but the funny thing is, they're not showing me anything I don't already know. And one thing I found, they're always showing it later. So there was one video I watched yesterday, came on my feed. Remember when we did the live stream and we talked about, oh, how there's 13 hours left? Well, this guy released his video 10 hours later, and he also mentioned 13 hours left. I'm thinking, you just released his video 10 hours later. You seriously went back, edited, cut, this, that, whatever, because there are things you don't want to show. And here I am trying to get the content out to the people as soon as possible on a live stream. Anyway, that's so listen, I'm not against anybody. You do you, I do me. This is my style, guys. I hope you guys like my style. Non-scripted, no booyahs, no, none of that business, right? Just to the point. So if you're new to the channel, I hope you like the content, and watch out for those shorts, because sometimes I can go insane. I did 11 shorts the other day. So guys, other than that, like, share, subscribe. I'm not going to make this any longer. Hope to catch you on another one. Come on to these live streams, and when you're here, hit that, smash that like button, you know, share with another if you find value. All right, they don't have to join the WhatsApp groups or whatever, guys. Just by joining here, coming onto the lives, asking me questions here, I'll answer all of them, even to the point where somebody new just came in here, clearly just to kind of shield their own coin with, you know, $1,000 worth of volume in total, which they just released. That's their marketing strategy. Fine, I checked it out, not an issue. But I'm not going to promote it. I'm going to be honest about what I think about it, and that's what I did. Right? We're always looking for the facts. That's all we're looking for, right? So we're not here to promote anything, none of that business. Just facts. Anything that's good, we're going to talk about it. If it's not, then forget it. Not interested at all. But other than that, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope this kind of opened up a few minds. And like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe.